So I have the absolute honor to be here to introduce Daniel Stone and Band-o-Naad. I just want to say that this CD has been an inspiration to me. I have it in my car. Whenever I get into the car, I put it on, and it either, when I need to be inspired, it inspires me. When I need to be moved, it moves me. And when I need to be lifted, it lifts me. And so I can get into the car having one mood. I can come out of the car, and it's like, so I encourage you, they're in the back, on the back table, to get them. I love it. It's like, and I gotta say this. When I'm not listening to the CD on the radio, I'm sorry, in the car, it's playing in my head. And I never know which song is gonna show up, so no, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I know.
And I never know what messages are gonna get from those songs. So anyway, great to be here. Welcome, Daniel Stone and Band-o-Naad.
You are a deep sea, turning and churning ceaselessly. How can we find you? Yet when will you set us free? Shining star, you light up the sky from near and far. How will you guide us? And when will you set us free? Oh, set us free. Forest green, offering shade beneath your canopy. How should we come to you? And when will you set us free? Set us free. The rain a second. You are beyond imagination and conception. You are worthy of love because you are love. So, thank you all for being here. I also want to thank the Circle Center for making this wonderful space available for these kind of events. And thank Baba Zoom for broadcasting this around the world. So, thank you all. And I also want to thank these guys here on the stage with me, the Band-o-Naad, for their extraordinary musicianship. Just to say, Cliff Hackford, you all know him here. He's a staple here in the Myrtle Beach music scene. And also behind me here, Drew Jacobs. He's a mainstay in Myrtle Beach. He's been in the music scene here for many, many years. He's got to be the hardest working guy, musician here in Myrtle Beach. He plays somewhere almost every night. He's really quite extraordinary. Brian McKenzie here. Also a very long-term staple here of the music scene here in Myrtle Beach, and a brilliant producer. He produced all of the songs on the CD, and just does brilliant work that way. He produced everything on the CD except for one track, which was done by Cliff Hackford, who's also a brilliant producer, and he did the final track, which is actually not a song, it's spoken word, and I do hope you all get to hear it, because it's he did a really brilliant job with that. So tonight, or today, there are 18 tracks on the CD. We're not going to do them all. We're going to do 10 or 11 of them for you. And so, we're going to get going. The day that I first met you, I barely called your name. I just almost walked away. I didn't get the game, but somehow inside of me I could recognize the glow. And when I later thought of you, I felt the feeling grow. When next you came to me, I could not hold your glance, but somewhere deep inside of me, I thought I'd take a chance. 'Cause it was you who I stumbled toward and fumbled my way to. It was you who, when I met you, I just knew. It was you who captured me and held my heart agloe. It was you. It was you. And when later on I thought back about the time when I first saw how life could change, how it could be sublime, how you could set me free if I would hold you near. And when I laid in thought of you, never disappeared. And thought that in those times I slipped up and lost my way, but you have always followed me and brought me home again. 'Cause it was you who I stumbled toward and fumbled my way to. It was you who, when I met you, I just knew. It was you who captured me and So I spent a couple years writing most of the songs on the CD. And they come from different places, as you can imagine. But you know, some of them come out of dreams. And the next one that we're going to do came from a very small but very important fragment of a dream that I remembered when I woke up from a dream of Baba, Mayor Baba. And in the dream, Baba said to me, "I animate you." So this song is called "You Animate Me." Okay. One, two, three. I'll be waiting for you. I'll be waiting for you. I'll be waiting for you. Traversing along infinite pathways, getting lost on the manifold backways, gathering branches and brambles and thorns, winning, losing, dying and born again. Gushing through winds from turbulent skies, bursting through flames, putting out fires, thrashing through forests, battling flies, crashing through waves, getting capsized. I'll be waiting for you. I'll be waiting for you. I'll be waiting for you. Playing and learning, studying school, and girlfriends, boyfriends, kissing and drooling, coming together, then divorcing, jobbing, hobnobbing, and rising and falling, and I'll be waiting for you. I'll be waiting for you. I'll be waiting for you. Time is a prompter, time is a spoiler, ever, never, it'll find, destroy you. Come all to be is more than a promise. Find me here when you seek in silence. Time and again, you turn to a chin, trying to find your final contentment. When you run under your turn to hand, and if you turn back to me, you'll find what you're granted. Through churning and turning and inner resolving, burning and yearning, plainly involving, serving and swerving and ever rendering, bowing, allowing, final surrendering. I'll be waiting for you. I'll be waiting for you. I'll be waiting for you. Waiting for you. I'll be waiting for you. Waiting for you. I'll be waiting for you. Thank you. So, I think all of us know, I think, or if we don't, now you know, that Mayor Baba in his life held a number of meetings with a group of people that he referred to as the spiritual hierarchy. And people in the spiritual hierarchy are people in the inner planes of consciousness that help the avatar shoulder his universal work, the burden of his work. So, but these meetings, when Baba held them, there are a few that we actually know about, but there were actually, I think, quite a few. The one that's probably best known is the one in Assisi, in a little cave there on Mount Sabasio outside Assisi. And it was a little cave. He spent about 8 hours there with the members of the spiritual hierarchy, and he said, afterwards he said that they planned the future of creation for the next 2,000 years, which I consider to be a pretty productive day of work. That's my way of looking at it. But he had other meetings like that. Another one we know about is Foul and Flu, but apparently there were others. So I hear about these things, and some of you may know, in my professional life, I've been a consultant. I've been an organizational consultant, so I've run meetings and workshops and retreats and seminars and conferences, and meetings. I mean, so many of them, countless numbers of them. And so when I heard that Baba held these meetings with the spiritual hierarchy, I always wondered, so what actually happens in the spiritual hierarchy? I mean, are there keynote addresses? Are there workshops? And are there award dinners? I mean, kind of like what really happens there? So I decided to write a song about it. So this is my sort of imagining about what happens in a meeting of the spiritual hierarchy. And you know, I played the song the other night at a concert on the center, and somebody said to me that they had heard me sing this in another venue, and they thought it was really funny, but they were surprised that other people took it really seriously. So I'll leave it up to you to decide whether this is really serious or whether this is just kind of whimsical. At the meeting of the spiritual hierarchy, all were there, no room for a malarkey. Some came in spirit, some were there bodily. At the meeting of the spiritual hierarchy. To start the meeting, a roll call was made. Some said here, but some were just illuminate. The mood was uplifted, but one complained. Since when do we allow members who aren't even saints? A new one asked, why are we all so jolly? Is this meeting real or is it a folly? He was told, have fun, but just don't mess around with the wallies, or they could drive you right out of the spiritual hierarchy. Some in the crowd seemed lost in bliss. Some were there just wanting to reminisce. And a couple of us, they seemed quite amiss. But what would happen next? No one of them dared to miss. For in a flash, the host did arrive. His four katooks by his side, and all were dazzled by the one most high, the leader of the spiritual hierarchy. The host carefully laid out his plan to transform every woman and man. Something that never happened since time began. But to move creation forward needed more than one middleman. The task we face is urgent and clear. Humanity is near to its nadir. So all here must to my plan adhere as trusted members of the spiritual hierarchy. I've given each and all a job to start, but to get it done right, you're gonna have to be smart. Cause now you're all gonna have to play your part to help humanity wake up to its heart. All did cheer and all did bow to follow the plan. Then each one bowed by serving their king. They were allowed to be honored members of the spiritual hierarchy. So with solemnity they completed their task. And once the work done, it was now time for a pass. The wine flowed freely from the winemaker's task, and each got more, much, much, much more than they could ever ask. And with that, all the members were sent back to the plane from which they descend to join the master in his grand advent. These great members of the spiritual hierarchy. Spiritual hierarchy, all were there, no room for a malarkey. Some came in spirit, some were there bodily. At the meeting of the spiritual hierarchy. At the meeting of the spiritual hierarchy. At the meeting of the spiritual hierarchy. So, is it good? Okay. So, as many of you know, Mayor Baba in 1949 told his intimate disciples, who he called his Mandali, that he was going to enter into a very, very different phase of his work that he called the New Life. And so Baba called the men Mandali together in the summer of '49 and told them what the conditions were going to be for the New Life, and if they wanted to remain with him, and he was going to give them a choice. And these conditions were much more rigorous than the conditions the Mandali had lived under before that. And those conditions that they had been living under were extremely rigorous. So this was like really a step up from that. And it included things like they had to do all these things. They were going to wander around with no particular place to go. They would have no money. They'd have to beg for their food. They would have to live outdoors much of the time in the rain and the cold and what have you. And they had to be 100% cheerful. So it was a tough call. And so he called them in Mandali and asked them to think seriously whether they wanted to join him on the New Life. He didn't give that option to the women. The women, he made the decision for them. But as it turned out, I think it was 21 men that accepted Baba's invitation, and they went with him. So I've sort of wondered a little bit about what it might have been like to be called to that meeting with Baba and be presented with that choice. And the way I see it, this is actually no different from the position that I find myself in, or I suspect any of us find ourselves in with Baba. It's like, are we going to really step up and accept the life that he's offering us? And so I wrote a song about that, and that's what we're going to do now. And it features Brian McKenzie on Wiro. So. One, two, three. You came to me this morning, a quiz was in your eye. I could feel the motor humming, I was in a surprise. But never did I expect to hear these words come out of you, asking me to tell you what I knew I'd have to do. And with a little me on just in case I didn't catch your meaning, I wouldn't accept your grace. You said, all in, are you all in? Stick to me through thick and thin, give to me your every win. Are you all in? Are you all in? Stick to me through thick and thin, give to me your every win. face. I melt within your silence, get lost in your grace. Yet the pull of all around me keeps tugging my door, keeps trembling my rafters, calling out for more. Come out, my mind is in a rout. There's so much here inside me that tries to drown you out. And Baba, when I'm with you, I'm drawn into your bliss. But when I pull away, I fall in the abyss. Your eyes, your gaze, you travel to my core. Yet so often I just look away and ignore. Again and again, I'm asking you to hold me, draw me back within. You promise me you're steady, you promise me you're here, but once again I leave you and disappear. Come out, my mind is in a rout. There's so much here inside me that tries to drown you out. And Baba, with you, I'm drawn into your bliss, but when I fall away, I fall in the abyss. Your eyes, your gaze, you travel to my core, yet so often I just look away and ignore. This next song is, I don't know if describes your experience, but certainly it's mine, and has been over the years, about inner voices that I find sometimes spring up inside me during my life with Baba, that kind of challenge my own determination, or question my capacity to actually follow him as I should be. And these voices often seem to come from nowhere, and I found that it's only by taking these voices on that I've been able to really try and keep moving forward in my life with Baba. And so I call these voices sentries, and because they're really there to try to protect the status quo of my own, my own smaller self, and try to keep me from breaking away from it. So I wrote this song about those voices and about that experience. After I wrote it, a friend pointed out to me that there's a poem by Malcolm Schloss called "The Gates of the Mind." I don't know if any of you are fans of Malcolm Schloss, have read it. It's a great poem. And it has some of these same themes in it. Jim Meyer actually sent that poem to Musicon. He did an album of Malcolm's poems. So I think there's something universal about this. I don't think this is just my own struggle. So this is Centuries. 1, 2, 1, 2. Today was just another day of walking home to you. Traveling the byways, my destination overdue. Enter your kingdom, I could sense a fragrance in the air. Your presence permeate all the things living there. Then out of nowhere, a sentry did appear. His heart disappeared. in his glaring in his gear. What is your business? You're not fit to see the king. As he spoke, I felt frozen sickles on my chin. Caught the entry, locked down the gates. Sentries are there to make sure I escape. And when they tell me I won't find you here, but passing through them is the only way to become a seer. Walking farther on through a stream I tried to ford, but just a few steps forward from the bush I felt a sword. Stumbling to a halt, I looked into the eyes of another sentry who stepped up, pushing me aside. This one though was different, a tear was in his eye. Don't go no further, there's only grief ahead you'll find. I settled into his eyes and looked into his heart. And in his grief he caved, allowing me to part. Sentries ring up all around. They bar my way as they hold the ground. But when they glower in, I try to hear. Then they lower the guard and let my passage clear. I meet, they seem to be so real. They come at me with swagger, they come at me with zeal. But the staring them down just opens up my seal. And every sentry springs out of the shadow of my feet. So on I continue, I'm walking home to you. And as I get closer, you go in and out of view. But for each and every sentry that I leave behind, the fragrance of your presence just permeates my mind. do. Listen for your whispering, done with all my lingering. I hope some of my wishes might come true. Longing for the wafting, you holding me alive and drawing me back home to you. Ready for
Stop the bumbling.
ready for
Stop the bumbling.
ready for
Stop the tumbling.
ready
Keeping it opening.
ready for
Keep on hoping.
ready for deep in remembrance, looking for an entrance to arrive at a place never knew. But caught up in my blinders, you keep sending reminders. My love now seems a little overdue. Aching for your kisses, stop my hip and misses. Please throw a life preserver soon. 'Cause I'm ready for the sun to rise, ready for the moon to hide. I'm ready for the dawn to break through. Ready for,
Keep on wiggling.
ready for,
Keep on jiggling.
ready
Keep on giggling.
ready for,
Bring the ripening.
ready for,
Bring the enlightening.
ready for the sun to rise, ready for the moon to hide. I'm ready for the dawn to break through. Thank you. Hi. So, I sort of pride myself a little bit that I read mainly spiritual books, mainly Bible books. So in keeping with that pattern, a couple summers ago I picked up Keith Richards' autobiography called My Life. It's the lead guitarist for the Rolling Stones. And it was interesting. In it he talked about the derivation of the song I Can't Get No Satisfaction, which is the song that really made them, really famous. And what he said was he used to go to sleep with his guitar, which I know is different from what people think his normal reputation probably is. But he said one morning he woke up and he was playing this song of I can't. You all know that. If you don't, you're we're in different generations. So anyway. A few days later, after I read that, I found myself and I woke up with the seeds of this next song in my head. Second to nothing is true, but you are second to none. You are second to none. Don't let the rain swallow the sun. You are second to none. Grasping a straw, I trap lightning in a jar. Gold went searching for that lodestar, gazing off in space and filling up with schemes, but frozen in place and lost in my daydream so clean, so deeply. How will I ever break through these tears so near? How can I know when nothing is true? You are second to none. You are second to none. Don't let the rain swallow the sun, 'cause you are second to none. 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 So, in all the songs that I've sung so far, I wrote the music and the lyrics, and I really have never really co-written a song with anybody. But this next song I did co-write with somebody. I chose well for this one. I co-wrote this with Rumi. There's a candle in your heart, ready to be kindled. There's a candle in your heart, ready to be kindled. There's a void down in your soul, ready to be filled. There's a longing in your heart, ready to be awakened. There's a longing in your heart, ready to be awakened. There's a burning in your soul, ready to be relieved. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Don't you feel it? There's a passion in your heart that'll never be abandoned. There's a passion in your heart that'll never be abandoned. There's a song within your soul that'll finally be released. candle, there's a candle in your heart. Ready to be kindled, there's a void down in your soul. Ready to be filled. Outside your door, aching to ask for so much more. Can you see I've come this far? All the tears I've been through. Now it seems I'm on my knees. I come to you as a beggar. Pray that you'll be the one who loves me on and on forever. And open to me how hard it is for me to believe. Can I see you brought me this far? Why would you now set me free? Now it seems I'm on my knees. I come to you as a beggar. Pray that you'll be the one who loves me on and on forever. On my knees. I want to bring the band back up here. We got one more to give you. It's not actually on this CD, but we thought it'd be a good way to end this concert here. So we got one more.
This one's for all those who were born to boogie.
And if you want to sing along with this, if you know it, feel free. Come on. Come on. Okay. Okay.
Showbiz. 1, 2, 1. Go, Drew.
downhearted. This one was my only friend. But then he came and then soon departed. He never showed his face again. That's why your love keeps lifting me higher than I've ever been lifted before. Keep it up and quench my heart's desire. I'll be at your side forevermore. I'm so glad I finally found you. You are one of a million, trillion, zillion men. And when you wrap your loving arms around me, I can stand up and face the world again. That's why your love keeps lifting me higher than I've ever been lifted before. Keep it up and quench my heart's desire. I'll be at your side forevermore. Why your love keeps lifting me, keeps on lifting me higher and higher and higher. Your love lifting me higher and higher. Your love keeps lifting me, keeps on lifting me higher and higher and higher. Your love lifting me higher and higher and higher, lifting me higher and higher. Thank you all for coming. Band-o-Naad, the Packbird, Drew Jacobs, Brian McKenzie, thank you very much.